Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to learn more things. Those things being how to zoom, how to pan and zoom, I believe is what it's called, and motion stuff. So those three things are what we're going to learn today. And what we're going to be using is the Mr. Rage remix that I made. Yeah. Well, I'd like to be clear. And I just added the hook from like a different like remix of the Mr. Rage to this one because I liked it better. And I wanted it like in the shorter version, but then I actually ended up liking the version where I got the hook from. So, But anyway, let's figure out how to zoom. So, well, the first thing you do, reason I laugh is because when I first tried experimenting with this, it took because I tried to do it on a day where I actually had to upload back when I was trying to upload once a day, and I had to do those Assassin's Creed videos, which were hour-long videos that I had to cut, and they were super freaking long and difficult to cut. But basically what I do is, remember, again, you take your video like I did. We'll go over some more stuff that we went over last time, just to kind of build that as a second nature. But you go to your videos, you go to captures. I have this in edited. I made those two folders myself, edited and unedited. I get Mr. Rage Remix. I put it in here. It loads it. And then once it fully loads and processes, you can drag this down to the video track. And boom, that's where we're at. And this is your cursor. So this is where, so if I put my cursor right here and I hit split, that's where it's going to split. And then if I want to undo that, I can just Control Z, or I'm pretty sure you can also right click it. Right click, go up there, unsplit clips, there you go. But anyway, on to zooming. So you have to select the section that you want zoomed. And at least for what I've learned, and we can actually experiment with it, you have to split, you have to split right there. And let's say I wanted to split from right here. Let's actually turn this audio down a little bit. That's also where you can turn the audio down, at least for me, down there in the bottom left if you're using VideoPad. If not, that same option I would think would be somewhere else in whatever editing software you're using. All right, let's say I wanted to zoom up to that point. So we split again there. And now this little section is, oh God. I'm looking at this fish dude's face on the right track right there, on the right of the track. But this little section that I'm clicking on, all right, I just fixed, now you can see my cursor, which you couldn't see before. So when I'm showing you things, which I saw in the last video, you couldn't see where I was clicking, so I had to use that arrow that I cut out and did myself. It looks so janky. But anyway, we have this clip right here selected, or split individually from the entire track. So we click on that, it gets highlighted a little bit, and then we right click on it, we see effects, click that, or instead you can also click the selected region and make sure you have that region selected. And you can go to video effects up here. Again, at least for my editing software, I would think, again, I haven't really used any other video software. I have used one other, but I didn't use it for very long and I didn't really get familiar with it. So you go up here to video effects, and then you can choose from whatever effects you want. And of course, you want to do a zoom. So we're going to find zoom, click that, and then we can zoom on whatever portion of the of the frame that we want. So let's say we want to zoom to let's say this right here, right? So as soon as I click this, and this is actually a big distinction here, this X is different from this one. This one will delete the effect, and then once you click that, there won't be any zoom. This one closes the menu and it will leave the effect. So if I click this, it now zooms in on that frame. So again, that's post effect and then pre-effect. So once again, we can either right click or click up there, go to effects, and then we can go to zoom. I recommend doing it with your cursor, but you can also do it up here, going like left and right like that to like do that, and then you got like top, but that is, it's a little bit harder and it's not as like efficient, I'd say. And I guess you can also do like aspect ratios over here, which it'll just like be a fixed box, like preset like zoom boxes, I guess, and you can do that. So we'll do, what is that, 4:3. So click that, boom. And then for that entire clip, and as long as the clip or like the portion that you like cut out, so to speak, is selected, it doesn't matter where your cursor is, as long as you like click the selected region, that's what will be edited. And so now if we play this clip, it'll go from not zoomed to zoomed. And of course you will get those like black bars on the side for like right now, but I believe in video it'll only just zoom, or I think that might be pan and zoom, I do forget, but of course we can test that out in this video actually. I also want to show you again effects. If you click this, no zoom. If you click that X, it does not zoom because you deleted the effect, you didn't close the menu. So now if we want to pan and zoom, we'll select a different region. That's unsplit and unsplit. I always recommend when you're like making a video, if you can keep like the track as clean as possible, meaning like as like the least amount of like splits and stuff like that as possible, then do so, because at least for me, when I was like starting out, it can get kind of jumbled and really hard to like look at, and you're not sure, like if I made these splits right here and I made this split right here, and let's say I make another split right there, and let's say I wanted to zoom in on this portion, it can get kind of difficult because with all the splits you may not remember which like portion you wanted to zoom in on, and with all these splits it might make it kind of hard to like find it. So once again we will unsplit all of those. All right, so we'll leave that split, and then let's say we want to we'll leave that split, and then we'll split right here, and then we're going to pan and zoom. Now the first time I used this was actually in, I think it was my second Battlefield 1 video. It was like the Battlefield 1 DLC one, and I put in that stupid meme of like the LA Noire prompt when Cole is like doubt, and it's that button and it's just his face like this, you know. Let me pull it up. All right, so here's the portion I use it in, and I use like a bunch of like edits in this one, but this is the example of the pan and zoom one that I was talking about. Not a figment of my imagination. I'm definitely gonna die in a tragic car accident. So yeah, that's that one. When I put that in, I was really proud of it because I was like, this is exactly what I wanted, you know? Yeah, all right, so let's go to the still frame at the end over here. We're gonna split, forget what the split button is, and we're gonna split. And again, oh, also another thing, with the region you select, the longer, like the longer the region you selected is, like the longer, like the more time that's in that like selected region, the longer that pan and zoom is going to take. It's going to start at the beginning of the clip, and then it will fully have zoomed in at the end of the clip. So let's actually select a smaller one. We're gonna move it in a little bit, like right there. And what I'm doing right now, how I get it to be that big, is I'm zooming in, or like I'm not zooming in, but I'm scrolling like up on my on my mouse to like zoom in on there, because when you're trying to select that clip, it can be kind of hard to like get in there with your cursor. So you got to zoom in, make it bigger, so you can click on it, and then zoom out all the way. This is the entire video track, but zoom in here, and then, and this doesn't make the selected region, it doesn't make it more like, it doesn't make it longer, like in terms of like the amount of time that clip has in it. It just makes it bigger for you to see. So we're going to go to Effects, Pan and Zoom top right, Start Frame. I'm going to put it to the full screen, and then the end frame we're going to have, hold on man, I ain't ready for that yet, thank you. End frame, we're just going to focus on like right there. So remember, press this to close out the menu, press this to delete the effect. And then we go outside of the selected region with the cursor. So no pan and zoom, start pan and zoom, and then hide into clip there. And then after that, again, oh, another big thing, after you reach the end of the selected region, it's going to just go back to like the normal, like full screen, to back where it was. All right, last thing for the day, motion. So again, you split the region that you want. I don't know if I've actually used motion with a clip. I know, here, we can do this. I'll show you an example of what I've done. We'll use yesterday's meme of the day. So here's usually how I use the motion effect. I usually put in my image up top, and I'll show you guys how to do all this stuff in a later video, but this isn't really what today's video is for. So we have that. Okay. So we take our image, and again, this is just what I usually use the motion effect for. And then we click it on the video track. We go to Effects. We go to Motion, and I guess we'll just have it spin. So we're gonna go. We hit Motion. We go to Preset. And I'm gonna have spin clockwise. And then I close that out, and then so yeah, that's what I usually use the motion effect for. But I guess we could still use it on the video itself. So I guess we can go to Motion. We can go clockwise again, and then we could just, and it spins around like that. So yeah, that's how that works. And then we can look at the different ones we have. Nope, that's not what I want. We can go with the different ones we have. We have spin clockwise, which is, of course, that way we'll let it be reversed for you. But you know what clockwise is. And then scaled. And what scaled is well, I'll give you an example. It'll spin like clockwise, but it'll like move in and out. Like it'll like do like a slight zoom and it'll go like up to the screen and back a little bit as it spins. So this is what that looks like. If you ever have seen that edit that I do, that silly goose alert thing, I use the scale thing, so it's like spinning and it like comes out and in a little bit. So we'll do this, motion, preset, scaled, and come on. Oh, I didn't play it. Here we go. See, there. So yeah, that's how the scale thing works. That's what that means. And then you just have counterclockwise scale and stuff like that. There should be so rotation. Yeah, there's still some stuff that I need to experiment more with this before I can like say that I know how all these things work, but for the most part you probably won't need to use those, depending on what your needs are, of course. So yeah. And now that we've done that, how about we put all our effects together? So I'm going to put our pan and zoom in here because it's not really very easy to tell otherwise. Effect, we'll do pan and zoom, start frame, end frame will be her eyeball-ish. And then we can do, we split that, delete that portion, move our scaled counterclockwise meme in there. So we have our motion, our pan and zoom, and then now we just need our zoom. So we'll put our zoom. We'll zoom in. We'll zoom in on her face, where her face is gonna be. So like right about Christ. Sometimes it does that. I think I accidentally hit the wrong button right there, but we'll zoom in right where her face is gonna be. And remember, this is a fixed zoom. It's not gonna pan on, you got zoom and pan and zoom. So this zoom will be from start to finish of the selected region. It's going to be zoomed on that area. Pan and zoom, it's gonna start from whatever region of like the video. So like it'll be like, you can start it from like right here. You can be like right there, wherever you want. You can start from wherever. You can start from like the full screen. You can start from a portion of the screen. We'll actually do that instead. So we'll start it like right here. So like when this like clip starts, when this portion starts right here, where my mouse is over, it's going to start in that little box, and then it's just going to move to her eyeball. So put it all together now. Right where her face is, and then we'll speed it up till when the pan and zoom is going. And then there you go. So that's all your effects that we learned today, put into like, practice right there. Not much else I can think of. Well, there are other effects that we can use, and I'll teach those next week. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I think this one went a lot better than the last two. So if you have any questions, like suggestions of what you want to see, if you do know some more advanced stuff and you'd like to put it down in the comments, anything like that, feel free to. But yeah, I'll see you next time.